Nigeria Armed Forces, through its coordinator, Defense Media Operations, Major General John Enenche, says Nigerians should expect the banditry will reduce and terrorism diminish to an appreciable level in the country as the military is set to deal with all forms of insecurity confronting the nation head-on in 2021. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Oloronimbe Mamora, says the ongoing National Identification Number enrollment may be suspended due to the risk associated with COVID-19, as the government is duty-bound to ensure Nigerians are protected at all times. Recall that NIMSI workers had instituted a strike action last Thursday over their risk of exposure to COVID-19, lack of personal protective equipment and poor funding, but called off the strike 24 hours later. The federal government, through the Nigerian Communication Commission, had ordered telecommunication companies to deactivate the telephone lines of subscribers who failed to link their phone numbers to their national identity number set in January 19th as the deadline to link their NIN with their SIM card, while subscribers without NIN have until February 9 to do so. At number 9. Following the NCDC's report of 1,024 new cases of January 10, which brings the total number of infections to 100,087, the federal government has said it may declare another lockdown in the country. Recall that the federal government last week, through the national coordinator of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Sani Aliyu, said it will be left with no option than to impose a fresh lockdown in the country if the number of COVID-19 infections continue to rise. According to the FG, rising coronavirus infections are of serious concern and might lead to a fresh lockdown. At number 8. The Lagos Vehicle Inspectorate Services says it will resume mass sensitization and enforcement of the use of face masks and social distancing for drivers and commuters in the state from next week. Director of VIS Lagos, Engineer Akin George Fashola, noted that for the country and Lagos State especially to battle with the deadly COVID-19 virus effectively, there was a need for drivers and commuters to abide by all safety measures. At number 7. At least 3 children have been reported dead and others hospitalized following an outbreak of cholera disease at Abinsi community in Guma local government area of Benue State. The outbreak had also been reported at Obagaji at Agatsu local government area, but no fatality recorded so far in the area. The State Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Dr. Joseph Mbeya, who confirmed the incident yesterday in Makurdi, said the ministry was working round the clock to contain the outbreak and advised people to maintain personal hygiene, get their drinking water from clean sources as well as purify their water before drinking. At number 6. Elders under the aegis of Conference of Concerned Nigerians have called on President Muhammadu Buhari to see reasons with majority of Nigerians and the National Assembly for the sack of service chiefs over inefficient security management in the country. The elders explained that the growing state of insecurity across the country necessitated the need for them to literate their position as security heads were not indispensable. They expressed concerns over the adamant position of the president in sacking the security heads and replacing them with efficient hands. At number 5. 2 suspected child traffickers have been arrested by operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Cross River State. The NSCDC Public Relations Officer in the state, Mr. Solomon Eremi, who confirmed the arrest on Monday, said the suspects were arrested at Mobile Junction, Calabar, with 6 children while waiting for a vehicle to convert them to Ogun for menial jobs. He expressed concern over the level of child trafficking in the country. At number 4. It has been reported that hospitals and isolation centers treating severe cases of COVID-19 suffer a shortage of bed space and oxygen. Doctors who spoke under anonymity said most wards don't have enough bed space for crisis. Lagos State Commissioner of Information Wenga Omotoso said the second wave of COVID-19 is more vicious, adding that symptoms do not occur as they used to be, as many people that are brought into the hospital require oxygen, and most of the hospitals have insufficient amounts. At number 3. The National Identity Management Commission has raised alarm over fake apps that claim to link national identity numbers to SIM cards and urged general public to be cautious. NIMSI, in a post on its Twitter handle, disassociated itself from the app, saying it is run by fraudsters who use it to harvest people's name and bank verification number. The Commission advised people to protect their data and stop disclosing personal information to unauthorized persons or platforms. At number 2. The federal government says it will shut down the Lagos-Ibadan and Abuja-Kaduna train services should there be any case of COVID-19 detected among passengers. The Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, who stated this on Monday, said train users must comply with all COVID-19 protocols from the beginning of every trip to the end. Finally, at number 1, the Nigerian Armed Forces, through its coordinator, Defense Media Operations, Major General John Enenche, says Nigerians should expect that banditry will reduce and terrorism diminish to an appreciable level in the country, as military is set to deal with all forms of insecurity confronting the nation head-on in 2021. NHA said the High Command of the Armed Forces had decided to come up with reviewed strategies by looking at lessons learned from operational challenges in 2020. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands and stay safe. That's all for now. See you next time on What's Happening.